Action gets underway one more time. AA Pro round number 2. On the gate, the Texan, Todd Slavic.
That's right, the Cowboy, again, a very aggressive rookie pro. In the number 2 slot, Greg Hill. Hill, 15-year veteran.
And there's
Ryan Lopes, the top rookie out here today, the spoiler.
Brand new sponsor, Elf, and here's Todd Corbett riding for Auburn.
In the number 6 slot, we have Travis Chiprays.
And the big national number 1 from 2 years back, Charles Townsend. And there's Mr. Billy Griggs for Factory Redline.
In the number 8 slot, cursed with the number 8 slot, is Gary Ellis, the man that has the most to lose out here. Keep an eye on Ellis. He's got his bike cocked in that number 8 position. He is trying to cut over as quickly as he possibly can.
I'm going to go with Lopes and Hill. That's my prediction for the whole shot. They're going to get the snap, and it's to the big triple step-up jump in the fastest part of the track. The gate is down, and Charles Townsend on the outside. Townsend moving in, pitching him off. Lopes moves to the inside. He's got it again. The rookie, the madman, on the plate. He's out there. Billy Griggs flying Mr. Bill for Factory Redline Ripper. He's out there with Townsend in that hot 3rd spot. And here comes Slavic. Greg Hill getting pushed out in the 3rd turn, having some real problems.
Now, as we mentioned earlier, Gary Ellis must beat Greg Hill by 2 positions. He is currently 2 ahead.
Just chilling on his tail. He's out in front for Factory Elf. Brian Lopes takes it again. Billy Griggs 2nd. Charles Townsend 3rd. Todd Slavic 4th. Gary Ellis in there for 5th. It's going to get hairy down to the final point standings for the ABA National Championship. 15-year-old expert in the national title chase. In lane 1, Marty Chrisman. Lane number 2, Mike Risley. And in lane number 3, none other than Mike Hopt. Lane number 4 is going to find Jeff Willis, riding with the 64 on his plate, riding for Titan. Lane 5, Brian Colgrove. Lane number 6, Justin, the Battler Green, riding for Diamondback. Lane number 7 on the outside, Jason Deems. And in the Death Gate, lane 8, Dwayne Stamba. Dean.
Keep an eye on Justin Green. That number 6 slot's going to be tough to gate well out of, but if anybody can do it, Green can. Also, number 1 starting position right there. Marty Crispin's been riding strongly all day. He needs to snap.
This guy flat flies. Yes, indeed. Look at that. It's Justin Green and Crispin going at it through the first turn. Crispin's got the lead, but Green's hot on his tail. They're neck and neck, heading down the straight. Green makes a move for the inside. Can he take it? Oh, he does, but it's going to be the momentum on the high outside line of Crispin, who takes it back. It's Crispin, Green, and in that 3rd spot looks to be number 13, Dwayne Stamba. Justin Green goes down. Chances for a national title are dashed in the dirt. Marty Crispin out in front, and it looks like Jason Deems has moved up into that hot 2nd spot. And number 3 is going to be 6, Mike Risley for 3rd. Dean Bradley, Justin Green has just lost a national title.
He sure did, Scott. That was an incredible bail. They're coming down that long straightaway where a lot of great passes are made. Green just goes in too hot, lifts up too much on the front end, and away it goes.
I would attribute that to anxiousness and nerves. It's tough out here. The pressure is intense. He goes over the tabletop and does your standard loop.
That's a tough jump there.
Crispin getting congratulations from fellow friends. Matt Hayden, dethroned champion, possible champion, shaking his hand. That's one excited young man riding for free agent. One more year up the notch. 16-year-old experts in the amateur title fight. We've got in lane number 1, David, the Motorman Milham. And in lane number 2, Bryce Compton, excuse me. Lane number 3, Eddie Cerrone. Lane number 4, Ryan Sheehan. And in lane number 5, Bubba, the bad boy McIntosh. Lane number 6, Todd Steen. And in lane number 7, none other than Shelby, the national champion cruiser class, James. And in lane 8, Chris Sanchez. Mr. Dean.
This is a must-win situation for Shelby James. He does not have a good gate position, but we've seen him come out of the gate strongly wherever he's been today. Keep an eye on Milham in that number 1 slot. It wouldn't surprise me if both of them end up in the first corner together.
Milham gets a decent snap, but it's Shelby James, sure enough, from lane 7, Mr. Bradley. He's out there in the lead with Milham in 2nd and Bubba McIntosh riding for that new sponsor in 3rd. They're going at it.
Great start by Shelby James, and he needed it again. This is a must-win situation. He's carrying great momentum through the turns. It's going to be really difficult for Milham to catch him.
The Mongoose Mauler out in front with Milham, the Monster Motorman. In second spot, running that big old tall gear. He takes a dive on the inside. Milham and James go down. Oh, and Bubba McIntosh picks up the win with an easy one. Number 8, Todd Steen taking in second. Ladies and gentlemen, another national championship goes down in the dirt. You won't believe this. Watch this. Shelby James has the title taken away. David Milham running a lot of momentum coming into the final turn. He dives inside, and Shelby James goes down. The agony of defeat.
Let's take another look at it, Scott. Again, this is a last-ditch effort by Milham. They both go up over the small little tabletop jump. Milham just goes right underneath them.
Our new national #1 amateur is about to be crowned by Clayton John, president of the ABA. Over the last 12 years, I've had the pleasure of watching the development of bicycle motocross in the ABA, and you know, it's phenomenal. Here we are at the ABA Grand Nationals, the biggest, most colossal, prestigious event. D. Rambo, marketing director of the ABA, what could possibly be in the future to outdo this?
We're seeing more and more kids get involved in BMX at a local level, and this national television exposure certainly helps that cause. Without this, the kids at home don't really get to see BMX. They may be riding a 20-inch bicycle every day to school and back and never see any racing. You see this once, you get hooked, and that's what this is all about. So the bigger crowds, the more exposure we can draw, helps us continue the 15, 20, 25% growth per year that we've seen, and that's tremendous.
Fantastic. BMX comes to TV. One of the most visible and prestigious teams in bicycle motocross is the GT team. Eddie King had a chance to converse with them a little earlier.
I'm here with 11-year-old expert Shea Pierce, the youngest rider on Team GT. Over here I have former world champion Gary Ellis from Tacoma, Washington. Shea, what's it like being the youngest rider on Team GT?
Getting picked on the most, and it's fun to travel with on a better team that goes to more places. And when I was on Wiper, I didn't get to go to most more places, being the youngest.
Gary Ellis, you seem to really come on towards the last part of the year. You've been really consistent. You're in contention for the national #1 plate. What have you been doing to boost up the psyche?
Well, I just been, I had my mind set a little different for this year. I'm basically going into every race like it's a Grand National race, because I have the big psych at the big races. You know, there's lots of pressure on. Sometimes the more pressure for me, the better I do. And I just kind of spread that throughout the year, and I wanted to do really good this year. I wanted to get a #1 plate, and I've already got one, and I'm heading for my second one, and we'll just see what happens.
Do you do any type of cross training in the off season?
Yeah, I try to ride my mountain bike a lot. I do lots of snowboarding in the winter. I go up, you know, probably about once a week, doing lots of snowboarding, and you know, that's about it.
All right, these are just two of the members of the powerful GT racing team.